Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss chapter 4 Heat. This is your subject science for class 7th. This is lecture 3 and in the end of the lecture I am also going to discuss homework solution of lecture 2. Topics to be discussed today will be precautions while reading the clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer and reading a lab thermometer. Now, what are the precautions while reading the clinical thermometer? A clinical thermometer should not be used for any object other than the human body. Okay, so you cannot use the clinical thermometer for any other object. Yesterday I told you a story of Rohan that he was going to the kitchen for observing the temperature of the boiling milk and his mother stopped him. Okay. Similarly, if you are going to use the clinical thermometer for any other observation, what will happen? It will break and the mercury will come out. And mercury is very dangerous for us. So, there are some following precautions which are to be observed while reading a clinical thermometer. So, the first point is wash the clinical thermometer before and after use. Okay, before and after using, preferably with an antiseptic solution. Antiseptic solution could be anything like betadine, Dettol, etc. Next is be ensured that the mercury level before using the clinical thermometer should be below 35 degrees Celsius. So the mercury level should be below this 35 degree. The next point is the clinical thermometer should be read by keeping the level of mercury along the line of sight. So you need to keep the level of mercury along the line of sight which is visible to you. And the next point is while reading the clinical thermometer, it should never be held by the bulb. You don't have to hold the clinical thermometer by its bulb, as I told you this yesterday also. Bulb contains all the mercury inside it. The next point is clinical thermometer should be carefully handled. You need to carefully handle the clinical thermometer. So now we are going to start with laboratory thermometer. As you can see in the picture, this is an image of laboratory thermometer. It is comparatively longer than clinical thermometer. So the lab thermometer is comparatively longer than the clinical one. It is a tool used in laboratories to measure temperature with high accuracy. Okay, so this is used in lab for measuring the temperature and the accuracy is also high. Now, laboratory thermometer, the range of laboratory thermometer is generally from -10 degree Celsius to 110 degree Celsius. Okay, as you can see in the figure also, the lab thermometer is here. And in a laboratory thermometer, the bulb needs to be in direct contact to read the temperature. So the bulb need to be in direct contact, okay, to read the temperature. Reading a laboratory thermometer. There are following steps to read the temperature on a thermometer. This is for laboratory thermometer. The step 1 is, first of all, take some hot water in a beaker. Step 2 is, now try to hold the lab thermometer from its glass tube and immerse the bulb on the thermometer in hot water taken in the beaker. Okay, so you need to immerse the bulb of the thermometer into the hot water which is kept in the beaker, and then you need to notice that the bulb of the thermometer should not touch the sides of the bottom of the beaker. You need to have a handle in that one, that the bulb should not touch the bottom of the beaker. as shown in the figure. So as you can see in this picture, this thermometer is not touching to the end of the beaker. Okay, so a laboratory thermometer has to be in contact with the substances, with this substance that right now it is water. So it should be in contact with this water from all of the sides. Okay, to measure the temperature, the bulb needs to be dipped into the liquid. So this bulb will be needed to dip into the liquid, and it should not touch the beaker end. Okay, the lab thermometer must be surrounded by the substance it is measuring from all the sides. So from all the sides it should be in touch. From any of the side, if it is touching the beaker, then the reading will be not appropriate. Next step is, here we will observe the shining thread of mercury moving up in the thermometer tube. So you will see the mercury moving up in the thermometer tube. Okay, after some time the mercury will stop rising and stand at one place. A time will come when the mercury will stop rising and it will stand at one place. For example, water, 100 degrees there for water. So it will stand at that particular place. It will not rise up. Okay, now read the temperature on the thermometer tube. At that time you need to read the temperature in the thermometer tube, which corresponds to the top of the mercury thread. This will give us the temperature of hot water taken in the beaker. So this particular step is going to give us the temperature of that water which is given in the beaker. As you can see here, we can do like this. Okay, with this stand we are going to hold the thermometer, and it should not be touching any of the part. So the mercury start rising once the thermometer is dipped into the substance. Measure the reading once the mercury level is steady. Steady means it is stable. Okay, as soon as we take the laboratory thermometer out of the water, the level of mercury begins to fall. As soon as we are going to take out the thermometer out from the water, the level of the mercury will getting falling and going back to the bulb. So now let's think, can we measure our body temperature accurately using a lab thermometer? So we can measure body temperature with a laboratory thermometer, yes, but it is very inconvenient. Okay, so measuring the temperature from the lab thermometer is very inconvenient. Why? Because we have to keep it upright. Okay, we have to read it while the thermometer is still in the mouth or under the armpit. Okay, you can read it when it is still in the mouth, or you are putting it under the armpit, because as soon as you will take it out from the armpit or from the mouth, the level of the mercury will go back, because they do not have clink. Like in clinical thermometer there is a clink which allows the level not to go back. Then when you jerk it, then only it goes back, but it is not there in lab thermometers. So you have to observe the temperature either it is there in the mouth of that person or it is there in the armpit of that person. Otherwise the temperature will fall as soon as you remove it from the body. So there is no clink, so you cannot do that. Homework for today will be, learn all the topics discussed today and yesterday and draw clinical and laboratory thermometer in your notebook. You need to draw clinical and laboratory thermometer in your notebook. Now homework solution of lecture 2. Question 1. State similarities and differences between the laboratory thermometer and clinical thermometer. So the similarities are, both are made of glass and consist of long narrow glass tube. Okay, obviously both are made up of glass and they consist of long narrow glass tube. At one end both of them have a bulb. At the end they have a bulb. Bulbs of both the thermometer consist of what? Mercury, which is a metal liquid at room temperature, which is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature. Then Celsius scale is present in both the thermometers. Celsius scale is there in both the thermometers. Now what are the differences? Clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer. Temperature range of clinical thermometer is from 35 to 42 degrees Celsius and temperature range of laboratory thermometer is from -10 to 110 degree Celsius. Clinical thermometer used to measure human body temperature. Laboratory thermometer used to measure temperature in the lab. In clinical thermometer, it has kink which prevents immediate backflow of mercury. In lab thermometer, it does not have a kink, so there is no backflow. Okay, so there is a backflow and the temperature will go directly back to the bulb as soon as it is removed from the object. If you are going to remove the thermometer from the hot water, the temperature will go back to the bulb because the mercury will go back to the bulb. Now fill in the blanks. First, the hotness of an object is determined by its temperature. Temperature is the answer. Second, temperature of boiling water cannot be measured by a clinical thermometer. Okay, because clinical thermometer we use only on human body. Next is temperature is measured in degree Celsius. Name on the scientist Celsius. No medium is required for transfer of heat by the process of radiation. A cold steel spoon is dipped in a cup of hot milk. Heat is transferred to its other end by the process of conduction. Next is clothes of dark color absorb more heat better than clothes of light colors. Obviously, dark colors absorb more heat better than clothes of light color. Okay, this radiation and conduction we are going to discuss in coming lectures, so you will learn them in detail. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.